Have you come across people who have been scammed before?
Yes.
In short,
Plain and simple.
podcast over.
Yes.
A lot of people?
Yeah, unfortunately, it's far too many. Luckily, a lot of the people I speak to have a really, really great mindset towards it. So they understand the fact that something unfortunate's happened. They've been a part of something that turned out to be a scam, because it's not always obvious. And they've moved towards us, and we can kind of provide the right information to keep them safe. I've had a couple of conversations this week even with people who have, one who didn't know that she was being scammed, and one that has been scammed but is in slight denial about it, unfortunately.
Tell me about the one who didn't know she was being scammed. So when you are presented with someone who you're talking to and you're kind of getting a bit of an inclination that maybe there's something not quite kosher about what they're telling me, how do you what's the process you go on to kind of start investigating whether or not it is a scam, if it is real, and I'm asking you so you can kind of share some tips of how people can stay safe.
Yeah, cool. So this lady in particular, really, really lovely woman, she had booked a mentorship application call with me. She booked it on a Sunday, so we don't generally work on a Sunday, but I just happened to open up her booking list. And there's always a question set for us to get the best information out of people. So I had a look, and she had put in there that she had invested £200 into this magic broker who was getting her a really great return. I think she put in that they were trading with 40% of her overall account balance, which to me was obviously a massive red flag.
Yeah.
And also that they were then trying to force her to invest, I think it was upwards of 10 grand.
So they're jumping from 200 to 10.
Mm-hmm.
Well, first of all, I'm kind of glad from my perspective that she only put in 200 to begin with, because at least you can kind of give a little trial. I mean, I've got so many things to say, but I'll save them for now.
Yeah. I think the more important to me when I saw that come through, again, I don't usually message people on a Sunday, but I thought she's indecisive. She doesn't quite know what's going on. She already mentioned in there that she felt a little bit uncomfortable talking to whoever she was talking to from that company. So I dropped a message on WhatsApp, and I just said, look, wanted to reach out, seeing what you put in your call booking. So it's important to me to kind of make sure that you're safe with this, because I mean 10 grand's a lot of money. So I said, right, hold off. Send me the information of the broker or the company that you're looking into, and I'll have a quick look. Went on their website, and helps with the kind of first steps that people can use to not be scammed. If it is a broker that you're getting involved with, the first thing that's on their page is they guarantee you results, which is not possible.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is
and
to
actually
look for,
illegal.
Yeah, well there you go. And the other thing is to look for where they're regulated and who they're regulated by. So we only ever suggest brokers that are regulated by the FCA. That way people are protected to a certain amount in the UK when they're trading. This one was registered in Cyprus, had no FCA regulation, had nothing to do with the UK company. There was no company's house number. There was absolutely nothing. So I sent her the information that I had found. I'm very careful when I send it over. I don't want to just send it in a way of, you're being scammed, stop now. I will send facts. So here's what I've found. She made an informed decision to not do that, and then we had a call on
Thank
Tuesday.
God. Yeah.
She was obviously very thankful. I'd kind of suggested to her, I was like, look, do what you can, try and pull that 200 you've already invested out. But I just want to manage your expectations. The likelihood is you're not going to get it, because this is how these companies work. They'll get you to put as much into it as possible, and then when it comes to withdrawing, they'll be like, oh, sorry, no, we're having technical issues, and then they'll disappear. So.
Yeah. Or my favourite one that they do is they will charge you an admin fee to get your money out. If they're FCA regulated and you've got your money in there, and by the way, if they are legit, they're making money off of your money. Let's not beat around the bush with that. If they're not legit, they're still making money off of your money. Well, the money they're making is your money. So they should not be charging you to take your money out. FCA regulated brokers are basically like bank accounts, so you can withdraw your money for free. You shouldn't have to jump through a load of hoops. So on that point, if anybody is out there who has invested their money with somebody else who's trading on their behalf, first of all, number one, red flag. Second of all, ask them to withdraw some of your money and see what happens. And I would actually withdraw all of the money you've got in there, whether that's £200, whether that's £200,000, ask to withdraw all of it and see what roadblocks they put in your way. Yeah. Because if they're putting roadblocks in your way to take out that money, and there's a difference between just asking the question, how come you want to do that? Anybody would ask that question. But if you then give them a reason to say, I want to do something else with it, don't tell them you're just testing them. That's of course not what you do. You take it out and then you see how many roadblocks are in the way, and if it's even possible. If it's not possible to get your money out, 9 times out of 10, 99 times out of 100, you've probably been scammed, unfortunately.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So they're saying, give us 200 quid and we'll start trading on your behalf, and we'll make 40%.
Mm-hmm.
And will they then give you back that 40% and pretend?
No,
and
so generally
ask
what
for
they
more?
do, and these companies are really specialised, they're very smart at what they do. They target a certain type of person, and this may be a person who has a small amount of money, or maybe they're incredibly busy, or maybe they've just had some sort of traumatic event in their life. Whatever it is, they'll play on emotions, and what they'll do is they'll entice you in with a small amount of money, and they'll say, look, this is like no risk to you. It's £200. We'll demonstrate what we can do with your money, and then if you want to reinvest more, you absolutely can.
And the reality is, at that point, if they're showing you great returns that they've been supposedly guaranteeing, if it's not in your personal bank account, it's just numbers on a screen. It doesn't count. So that's why I say get your money out. If you've given them £200 and next week it's worth 300, take that money out.
Yeah.
See if it's real.
Yeah.
But is there any people who actually do that legitimately?
There are people you can give your money to legitimately. They will not be giving you that amount of return, because if they're doing it legitimately, they have to do it safe, they have to do it through FCA regulation, so you will not get that level of return. So the best way to get the best return is doing it yourself. So even if you put your money into a very well respected hedge fund or something like that, you're maybe getting 10%, maybe getting 15%, maybe getting 20% per year. That's what happens in reality if you give your money to somebody else. That's like the top end is like 20%. And with that 20% will come very heavy fees because they're performing so well.
Yeah.
So you don't actually get a kept 20%. Your money may grow 20%, you'll lose 5% of that at least to fees anyway.
Yeah.
So
barely any hedge funds have ever beaten just a standard index fund,
long term,
right?
they never do, yeah. So you're still better off doing that yourself anyway. If you actually want decent returns from your trading, please do not be one of these people who is lazy, and I'm saying this in love, don't be a lazy person that's giving your money away to somebody else to trade for you. You've got no empowerment, you've got no skill set, you've got no knowledge really of what's being done. You have to learn to do this for yourselves. And if you're giving your money to the bank or the hedge fund, they are making money off your money regardless of if you make money or not. That is ultimately a scam in and of itself. And this is why I hate savings accounts. I absolutely hate them, because you put your money into a bank. What do they do with it?
Invest it.
Yeah. Do you think your money just sits in a bank account and magically is making more money? That is not the real world. That's not how this happens. This is not how money works. Like, people do need to wake up and realise if you put your money in the bank, they are taking that money, they are investing that money somewhere else, and they're probably making 10, 15, 20% per year. And what are they giving you?
Nothing.
And if
1 or 2 if you're lucky.
if you're lucky, and if they are actually putting that on their trading desk, guess how much they're making? Probably close to 100% a year with your money. So what are you doing? Giving your money to the bank for a pathetic return when you just need to spend an hour a day for the first few months learning what to do, and then 30 minutes a day for the rest of your life, which is not a lot of time, let's be honest. You can be way outperforming the bank, not get scammed, not get screwed over, full control over your own money. I don't understand why people don't do it.
Yeah.
Can you tell we've opened up a can of worms?
It frustrates me though, and I get it. Like, I really do get it, and that's why I say it in love. Like, I get why people are desperate to make more money, because society is set up in such a horrendous way that we all need money to survive, and jobs do not pay the bills. They don't. They definitely don't pay the bills in terms of the lifestyle that we're all told we should be aiming for and wanting. So what option do we have? So people get desperate. They know that, especially when they get to a certain point in life, they're looking into the future and like, oh my goodness, do I really want to work until the point of retirement? And the government are talking about increasing the retirement age now to like 75 or whatever. Are you mad? I can barely lift up a brick right now. Can you imagine I was doing manual labour? Can you imagine I was a plumber? Can you imagine I was an electrician? I would not be happy, I'll tell you that for free. So I just don't understand why people don't do something. And when they do realise they need to do something, they can feel like it's too late. And so they feel like they're only left with these options, which that's where the scam artists come in. And one of the things we say very, very clearly at Star Trading is we do not touch your money. Yes, people invest in their education, in themselves, and we therefore teach them, but we never touch their investment money. So we never touch their accounts. We've got no access, no ownership, no nothing over their own trading account. That's completely them. And the second you give someone access to that money, it's a red flag.
Massive red flag.
100%.
Yeah.
Super scammy. So what's she going to do?
Well, she's stopped. She's not going to invest with those people, luckily. She's joining us for Forex and 5 next week, which is where kind of our process starts, kind of, which is a really good introduction to what we do. And if it's a great fit for her, then she'll move forward with the mentorship.
Yeah.
So if she puts that 10 grand into a trading account by herself, she should go back and listen to our compound interest.
Yeah.
She'll be introduced to it next week, and that's often an eye-opening portion of the week for people. Definitely.
Yeah, you can do it yourself. Yeah, I met someone who had spent £40,000 on trading, training, and giving it to other people, and was left with nothing. Like, it's insane.
Yeah, and the reality is, if you are doing it yourself, let's not beat around the bush. You better have the skill set in place. But it's worth learning that skill set for yourself so you aren't subject to all these scams. And let's call another spade a spade. There's a lot of scam education companies out there. So how can you stay safe? I've got some ideas, but I'm interested in what Ben has to say. How can you stay safe when you're picking an education company to not get scammed by one of the bad guys?
Yeah. It's a great question. And there are, like you say, there are so many out there. And not all bad. There are obviously some really great people out there. My number one, I mean, if I was someone who was coming towards a company for the first time, I'd look for FaceTime. So can I actually speak to someone either in person or over Zoom, more than likely? How open are they to sharing more about the company and results and et cetera, et cetera? That's another one. And also opening up the community a little bit. So having some sort of way that these people can get a taste of what you do. Maybe talk to some students during the week with testimonials and stuff like that. But having an open and honest environment where they can ask questions and meet the entire team. Luckily, we have that process, and it's a really good one. It's a really positive one, even if people don't move forward with us, because they can still learn everything that they would need to stay safe. And even if they don't move forwards, at least they've got that, and it will stop them being scammed in the future.
Yeah, they've got that foundation.
But openness and honesty, I think, is the key for this. But it's really important to us that the people get to know us.
I think the FaceTime thing you've said is really important. And we're talking probably Zoom, because we've got students all over the world. They're not going to fly over to come to my house and say hello, unless it's our summer party, and then they will come to my house. Also, that's a good thing. Like, will they let you turn up to their house for a summer party and a barbecue? So I'm thinking about getting an inflatable this year.